Fools, it's me Alyssa. Welcome back to my channel. It is Fashion Friday here on my channel, which that means we're gonna talk fashion. So today I wanted to talk about a fashion article that I was reading, and this also has to do with Target, which is all of our favorite store. We love going to Target, and I'm no exception. I could honestly live at Target if I could. I would love to. I'm always going to Target. So since this does have to deal with fashion and everything, I came across an article talking about Target getting rid of your favorite clothing brands. Now, when I read this and I saw the clothing brands that were going away, I was like, well, I already own these brands. I love these brands, and now they're leaving. So there are a couple articles going around. They all basically say the same thing for the most part. So I will try to link, I guess, maybe one of them down below, because so many different magazines and just articles online all basically say the same thing for different websites. But Target's getting rid of your favorite clothing brands, and when I mention the ones that are leaving, you guys are going to be pretty shocked because you probably already own these brands in your clothing wardrobe, because I know I do. The big two major clothing brands for, you know, older women that are being discontinued are Mossimo and Merona. So soon they're going to be vintage items for you, and probably gonna have to be stalking maybe eBay, maybe, because who knows. If you're looking for something from that specific brand, you might want to start stocking up or something. I have quite a few, you know, t-shirts. Like, I just buy basic t-shirts, basically, from those brands. And things like that from Mossimo and Merona. And those are the two major clothing brands for the adults, for, you know, women. And I believe also men, they have it for too as well. And then they also were getting rid of two major kids clothing lines as well that they put in this article. It's Cherokee and Circo. Cherokee and Circo I used to wear when I was, you know, younger as a kid and stuff like that. I think I wore most of that stuff maybe up until like middle school age, I think, because I still fit in it. Actually, guys, I still actually do fit in the kids clothing section. It's just like there's not like a lot of nice brands that I do purchase from there, but there are brands that I do purchase still from the kids clothing line, as to like this day. But I don't shop as much in the kids clothing section as I did when I was younger. But there are some pretty nice things in there. If you are like a older person, you can still buy some nice cool stuff from the kids clothing section, because I see adults all the time on like Instagram and stuff buying like kids clothing for themselves, which is pretty cool. And I do own some of the brands that have been replaced by Cherokee and Circo. I'm reading this off of my iPod right here. The major thing that they are trying to do is I guess it's you know, more competitive wise. That would be my Facebook Messenger going off. But the company said that it's refreshing its products to boost sales and compete with companies like Amazon. Now, we all know what Amazon is. We all know that we go on Amazon to purchase the most ridiculous products and things that we probably don't need. Or if we just get too lazy to go to the store, we just order it on Amazon and have it shipped to our door. But yeah. So, it basically says in this article, if you're like many Target addicts, most of your clothes have names like Mossimo and Merona on every tag. But thanks to new updates from the company, those items are about to become vintage. Can we just talk about how they're trying to make this seem like some kind of tragedy or somewhat? Like, I'm not gonna try to be too mad about this. But I know there's a lot of people that love Mossimo and love Merona. I love those brands too. I got recently, back in like May of this year, for 2017, I got 2 really nice Mossimo purses, like 2 new ones that were released. And they're so beautiful, and they were like around $40 each, both of those bags. So, and then this article comes out saying that they're discontinuing those brands pretty soon, and they're still selling Mossimo Merona currently, but I'm not sure when they plan to get rid of these brands and throw in the new clothing brands that they have. But it says that Target is ditching some of its most well-known brands, including Mossimo and Merona, in an attempt to refresh its clothing and design offerings and compete with companies like Amazon. It says that Target has already started doing this. They replaced Cherokee and Circo kids lines with Cat and Jack last year and saw a big boost in sales. Now, let me talk about Cat and Jack real quick, because I have some other Target clothing videos planned, just like talking to you guys about Target clothing brands that I'm going to try to pump out before any changes happen to Target, and things like that, before, you know, things take a turn. So I'm going to try to pump those videos out within the next couple weeks. But the Cat and Jack line I'm going to mention in another Target video, because I'm going to talk about my favorite kid clothing brands at Target that are just sold specifically at Target. And then I'm also doing another video about women's clothing that are sold specifically at Target as well, in a separate video. But in my Target video for kids, I'm going to mention the Cat and Jack line, because I actually love the Cat and Jack line. My mom has gotten me some. My mom surprised me for last year, because the Cat and Jack line came out last year. The article says. I don't remember, specifically what year Cat and Jack came out, during last year, like what month. But during the month of October of last year for 2016, my mom surprised me with a swan shirt from the Cat and Jack line, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. So then I started looking up, more Cat and Jack items and stuff like that were sold at Target, and they have some pretty nice things. Not everything from the Cat and Jack line looks super childish and whatnot, and I love swans, so the fact that she got me that swan shirt was amazing in a way, so I love that. Also, if you guys did not see my 4th of July outfit of the day for 2017 this year, I actually wore a Cat and Jack dress that it was red and it had those silver stars on it. I will try to link that down below so you guys can get an idea about what certain clothing brands are starting to look like now from Target. But I have that, plus I do also have a pair of Cat and Jack jeans that my mom got for me on sale for my birthday back in May, as well. And they were my size, and they fit me comfortably. I don't feel like I'm in pain or anything, because when I wear jeans and if they don't fit me comfortably, it puts too much pressure on my stomach, because I have a very sensitive bladder and stuff, due to being disabled with spina bifida and stuff like that. So, the kids brand Cat and Jack, I do recommend. So if you guys have kids, or you want to go take a look at it for yourself, I do recommend the Cat and Jack brand, because it's really amazing line. They come out with the most coolest products that I've ever seen. I feel like it's much better than what Cherokee and Circo were providing for children, because Cat and Jack is just a really fun clothing brand. They do accessories, they do clothing, they do they have hair accessories, they have purses and bags for kids, all very super well done. And the clothing that they put out, they make sure you can put together outfits. They make sure you can put together quality outfits. So Cat and Jack is actually a really nice brand, so I would definitely check the Cat and Jack brand out. If I can find any more information on Cat and Jack to talk about in another video, I will try to. But if you have kids, I would recommend the Cat and Jack brand, because also my brother Aiden, who's 9 years old, I have a brother that's 9 years old. He also wears the Cat and Jack brand as well, because they do it for girls and boys, the Cat and Jack, because, you know, it's Cat and Jack. So they do have it for the boys as well from this brand. Also, they have also added a brand at Target called Art Class, which I've also taken a look at and have really seen really cool clothes. Like, it doesn't look childish in a way. It looks really cool, that I think would be cool for you, maybe some kind of like older, like maybe teens or adults, if they felt like they wanted something cool. Like, it doesn't seem like a very childish clothing brand. It looks kind of upgraded and, you know, more for, like, upgraded people. But I have taken a look at the Art Class collection, and it's a really cool line as well. I haven't gotten anything yet from it, but I have seen some really cool things from it, and it doesn't look super childish like a lot of clothes did back, you know, when I was a kid and stuff. I think kids' clothing at Target has definitely improved somewhat over the years, and the brands have gotten better with, you know, the replacements and stuff like that. So I'm not mad about Circo and Cherokee disappearing from the kids line, because I really prefer the Cat and Jack, and I prefer the Art Class clothing much better. But that's just my opinion. But I would definitely check it out if you wanted to. And it says that the Art Class brand is for older kids. So not for, you know, little children, you know, much for maybe like somewhere maybe around middle school age, kind of. Okay. It says that Target is also introducing more than 12 new brands you can only get from them. It says so far they have previewed 4 of them for the women's clothing line: A New Day, stylish men's line, Goodfellow and Co., Joy Lab, I guess it's some kind of athletic line, and there's also a home decor line that's coming out called Project 62. I haven't really I don't know anything about the home decor line that's coming out, but so I'm just mostly talking about clothing in this, but that's what they're mentioning in this article. Basically, it says in here that our new brands are all about the changing face of our guests, what they need, and what they are looking for from Target. Mark Triton, Target's Executive Vice President and Chief of Merchandising Officer, said in a press release. When we took a close look at our existing assortment with this in mind, we saw a disconnect. Not sure how much they saw of a disconnect, since I do know a lot of people like to rave about Merona and Mossimo. In a way, I know there's a lot of, you know, fashion vloggers and stuff on here that talk about that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure how much of a disconnect there was to purchasing these brands, because I don't purchase a lot of stuff from these brands, but they're very well-known brands to talk about and mention. So I'm not sure how much of the sales went down with these brands, but apparently I guess it wasn't as a big hit as most people seem to talk about it in videos and things like that. I guess it wasn't as big as people thought it was. So I guess that's happening. It says overall more than half of Target's clothing and accessory lines and more than 1/3 of its home decor lines will be changed in the next 2 years. Okay, so we have about the next 2 years or so to see a huge change, I guess, in Target's clothing line and home decor and stuff like that. It says these new lines won't have the massive sales you might be used to at Target. Instead, shopping will feel more like a fancy boutique than a big box store because of new mannequins and nicer lighting. So it looks like your closet, like the stores, is about to get a much needed upgrade. I think that's basically all it says for this. Yep, that's basically all it says. I can't be too sad about this, because to be quite honest, I think whatever new brands they bring out, I'm sure they're gonna be amazing styles, you know, that are gonna be upgraded and stuff. You know, I love buying stuff from Target. Like, I buy their faux leather jackets and stuff. I'm wearing a Forever 21 one right now, a faux leather jacket. But, you know, Target does sell good, you know, clothing and stuff like that. You know, I've already talked about this in a fashion video, for Alyssa's Fashion Wonderland. I've already talked about the stores that I love shopping for clothes at, like, you know, Forever 21, Target, Hot Topic. I've already done a video of my favorite stores that I love to shop at for clothing, so I will link that down below if you want to check out my favorite places to shop for clothes. Because with this article being out, it's not too much of a sad thing, personally, to me, because, to be quite honest, whatever Target brings out is going to be amazing, because I already love their clothing as it is. You know, I don't just buy from Mossimo or Merona and things like that. I do buy from their other clothing brands and things like that. And, you know, I still shop in the kids section, which I'm not afraid to say. I know a lot of people will probably get mad at me for that and dislike this video probably because I shop in the kids clothing section. But the thing is, I shop for the clothes that make me feel comfortable and that I know that I will fit in. And the only thing that I really look for when I'm going in the kids clothing section is shopping for jeans and stuff, because my body is not like an able-bodied person, because of I am disabled and my chest goes out, my spine's not straight because of my spina bifida, and I, you know, have to worry about my bladder and stuff, not putting pressure on it and stuff like that. And it took me a long time growing up to get used to wearing jeans. I did not wear jeans, I believe, until maybe somewhere around middle school. I hated for years to wanting to wear jeans because I didn't, they just hurted me. They put too much pressure on me for a long time. And then, you know, I slowly started, you know, getting kids jeans. You know, I started getting jeans from like the Circo brand at Target when I used to sell them back when I was younger. I had those jeans, and, you know, I shopped for my jeans that fitted me well at Justice, which, you know, used to be called Limited 2 and stuff like that. So overall, I shop for quality. I shop for clothes that I know that my body is going to feel comfortable in. And I'm pretty short. I'm only 4'7", guys. So the kids' jeans at Target make me feel the most comfortable and fit me the best, and don't make me feel like I'm in pain, because I'm not going to put myself through that. And, you know, they're the right length and everything for me because of how I am. So, an overall opinion, in my opinion, I'm pretty happy with Target brand. So, since they're discontinuing like Mossimo and Merona, I'm not going to be too sappy about it. I'm not going to be here being upset and trying to cause like some kind of argument here, because I already love their clothes. You know, I don't buy just from those specific clothing brands. I don't just go to Target to go see, oh, what's new from Mossimo and Merona and stuff like that. No. But I do really think you guys should check out the Cat and Jack brand if you do have kids, because I do like them. I do have a couple clothing pieces from that line because I've been really getting into the Cat and Jack line, and I really do think they're adorable. And plus my brother wears them, my 9-year-old brother, and things like that. So I definitely think you should check it out, and things like that. I will try to, if I ever, you know, I do Target hauls and stuff like that all the time here, so you guys can check that out. Also, stay tuned for the other Target videos I'm going to be having up, talking about my favorite clothing brands from the kids line and from, you know, the women's line. So stay tuned for the next couple weeks about those being mentioned in my fashion videos as well. I hope this video was somewhat helpful. I will try to link whatever I can down below about the Target clothing brands. I'll try to find a specific article, but they all pretty much say the same thing. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you want to have a discussion down below about what your opinions on the clothing brands being discontinued and whatnot, let me know in the comments down below. They're greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, have a beautiful and magical day, and I love you guys. Bye!